First of all, welcome back to the channel. As you can see here is I have an A-Rig, and I have yet to catch anything on an A-Rig, but I have to do some modifications to this A-Rig. What I like to do is I like to buy, this is the Yum Mauve Junior A-Rig. It's not bad. It's really great, especially if you're getting into A-Rigs. You can do the ones with blades or without blades. I do the ones with blades because it's usually dirtier water whenever I'm fishing. I don't have anything without blades, and I do a couple different types of swim baits. As you can see here, I got to do some modifications to. I have 3 ready to go. Always at least. So here's what I like to do. This is something I suggest you do. If you get an A-Rig, you can try it out. I think it'll be a great idea, especially here during the winter or late in the winter, early in the springtime, especially when it comes to fishing like the BFLs and stuff. In the BFLs, you're allowed to have 5 wires, which there are 5 wires here. You have a one that's trailing. It's always the longest one, and then you have your 4 around it. Okay, so and you're allowed 3 hooks per A-Rig, or umbrella rig, or Alabama rig, or whatever rig you want to call. So basically what I end up doing is I end up taking small ones, putting them at my 2 teasers, which is the top ones, because if you're thinking about it, swimming like this in the water, and the 2 teasers are the small ones, and they usually will not get hit. Very rarely will they get hit, but sometimes you'll see them. Okay, so they may get hit or not. The small ones is, you know, just up there for show. These are teasers. Then I have usually a longer one or a bigger one here in the middle. Some people say go up to like a 4.2 or a 4.5 or a 4.8. It's all your preference. These are like 2.8. I do like a 3. What are these sizes? I don't know. There's so many different ones now on the market. It's hard to tell. I can't really tell you the or stout hooks though, definitely. 3.2, 3.3. But then you got the bigger ones, which I usually put the bigger ones on. Like this is a 3.8. So I mean, you can put it like a 3.3 on here, 3.3. These would be a 2.3, and then put a, you know, a 4.3 on the back there. Anyway, so as it's going through, and this rig here is inexpensive. It really is, because they come out now with the Yum umbrella rig, like these. These are the hooks for them, or you can get the Strike King little pack, and basically it's these are an 1/8 ounce weights, and then they come with gizzard shad. So you have 5. You don't really need anything else. You buy this, you buy these, and then you can go in there and you can go to town. Now I end up buying some of these screw locks myself. I end up making a purchase for screw locks, and that's because I can only have, you know, 3 hooks with 2 teasers. So I might change these out. This might be, and it's winter time, so. But anyway, I like to go ahead and get my A-rigs ready to go. I like to go ahead and set them up just like this without the baits. And the reason why I do that is time on the water is time precious or lost while you're fishing, right? So the longer you have to spend to prepare these for the water, the less time you have to fish. And when you're in a tournament, you don't want to waste that time. So that's the reason why I don't waste that time. So what I end up doing is I have 3 A-rigs. And see right here, this was the one that is active. This is the one I usually use. And then I have this one and I have another one in here. And so what I usually do is I take the jig heads, I go ahead and attach them like so on all my baits or on all my things. I also take the screw locks and put them in there. I'm actually going to do some modifications to this. So I'm actually going to take the swivels off here, because when you put those in there, those and they spin, it's not good. You want them to move. So you put them on here, they can't move. They have to stay for. And if you take a heavier weight, let's say this is a 1/4 ounce, and you put them down here as a 1/4 ounce, and you put a 3/8 here, you have that tendency for it to roll over, and you don't want that to happen. That doesn't make any sense. If you take the 1/4 ounce here, 3/8 here, doesn't make any sense. Shouldn't roll over, because the weight's not up here. If you put jig heads on here, that's it. If you put jig heads, if you decide to put jig heads on these top ones, they're like this, and you put a weight on them, make sure you go with a light weight here. Okay, make sure you go with the lightweight on top. And the reason why is, I mean, you can cut off the hooks. You can put your baits on here and cut off these hooks right here, and that could be your teaser. And that's just weight, but you don't need that. You can just take your screw locks. You cut this off. You take your screw locks. You attach them here, and then what you would do after that is you would just put your dummy bait, usually your smaller swim baits, here, and it would attach like this so it can swim. But I would say you can go, if these are 1/8 of an ounce and this is a 1/4 ounce, and this you don't want to put a 1/4 ounce up here, because a 1/4 ounce is heavier than an 1/8 ounce. Does that make sense? So that's why I say just use the screw locks. Don't worry about putting these. Now once you cut these off, you cannot reattach them. Supposedly. I don't know. Maybe you can take some, you can take your a nice owner split ring, put it on there, and then you can attach it even further. But I like to take my A-rig, I like to bend it out after I got it and hook it up so it can look like this. And it looks like, and then it's going to fluctuate, right? That's what you want. You want to pulse it. Anyway, so make sure, if you want to keep the swivels on there, that's fine. Make sure whenever you go to, you're not putting heavy weights at the top, because you want it to run true. And this is running true. So a good tip also is to not bend that center wire. Keep that center wire straight. You can bend these out, because when you get them, it's going to look like that. Okay, when you bend them out, they're ow, 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 3/0 hooks. Tell you, they're sharp. So what I would do is, once you hook up to once you tie your knot to, either you can do 20 to 25 pound fluorocarbon line, or you can do braid, And if you do braid, I mean, if I understand if you're fishing down south where there's a lot of grass and stuff and you get this through there, I understand the braid. So you can use braid on these. It's kind of weird, but when this big hunk of metal flinging around, that braid is not going to scare off your fish, okay? Now you can't go to Lake Erie and throw this on braid. It's too clear. You have some ultra clear water, you want to use fluorocarbon. That's a good way to think about it too. But once you get it tied up here, you can tie whichever knot is beneficial to you. And again, that is something that you can do. You can figure out. I do a polymer knot, which I'm looking at changing, but I do a polymer knot. Once I get this hooked up, then what I'll do is I'll make sure that my swim baits are attached, and I'll take it and I will bend it out. And there's a little space in between there, right? You can see it barely. But the space in between the head and everything, you don't want to bend it to the head because then you would crack the resin and you cause it to become loose. So you would take it and bend it there, and I would bend it out just like this, going around. I mean, it doesn't have to be perfectly 90 degrees. It can be 45, it can be 30, it can be whatever. And basically what it is you're creating a bait ball and it's swimming just like this. Obviously your blades will spin, causing the vibration, as well as they'll see everything, and they'll come up behind it and they'll search for it. And I would like, something this year I'm going to do when I fish this rig here in March. On the back of this one, this is the center one now, mind you. This is my center one. This is going to be my bigger style. This is going to be my bigger style swim bait. I'm going to paint the back end, the tail, chartreuse, or dip it or something. Basically, I'm going to give them a target. Okay. So on the back of the swim bait here, this is my middle swim bait. I'm going to paint that tail, chartreuse, or red. Something that gives them a target. So basically, as this is going through the water like this, and they're coming up like this up behind it, and they see it and they go for that specific one, they may hit these. This is what's fun about an A-rig. You can catch 2 fish at one time. I've seen it. People's done it. I've seen it on TV. But I wonder if they can catch 3 at one time. I guess if you have, like, I don't know. And there's some that are chandeliers that are like, they're like this. Doubled up, like tripled up. That's a lot of weight. I mean, you got to think, the more weight you add to this, the heavier the pole you're going to need. So I had a broomstick last year. I was done. So, but yeah, you can easily get something like this and be able to buy this Yum Dinger or the Yum umbrella rig. Buy this here. This comes with, it comes with your bait heads and your baits. There's 5 and 5, and you're ready to go. You can get other ones, which that's what I did. I ended up buying some other ones because I have 3 styles, and the quicker I get these ready to go as a co-angler, I can stuff them into my bag over there, and then when I'm in the back of the boat, I can just be like, oh, I lost one, and then reach in there and grab another one, and then add swim baits, because I have swim baits in my bag. So that's all I got for today. Hopefully that helps you. Hopefully it helps you with the umbrella rig. It's cold, so we're trying to do some tips and tricks. I think I'm going to do some line tying. Let me know in the comment section below, what would you like to see out of me. I'm here for you, to help you get better. and to grow. Let's grow this channel. Let's grow this nation. Let's grow some fishing. Let's enjoy our fishing as much as we can. What the good Lord gave us. That's all we have for today. Thank you for swinging by. And as always, don't forget to hit the subscribe, smash that like button. Let me know in the comments section, what would you like to see? And thank you so much for swinging by. We out of here. Deuces.